Want a sword? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael, and we make these videos because you're the most ambitious person in your circle. But you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and what do you do when things get tough? Enjoy! Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Start it fresh.
Step number 1 is accept responsibility for where you're at. Just say, I'm here because of me. Just accept the responsibility. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't say you've wasted however many years in the same spot. But this is your responsibility now. That where you're at right now is a result of everything that's happened to you and the choices, decisions that you have made. Even if other people have negatively impacted you in some way, it's still your responsibility now to fix it. That you can change it. Just accepting responsibility without the burden and the pain of feeling like you wasted a whole bunch of time, right? It's a clean slate. We're starting over. However old you are, great. You're starting fresh, and you get to create the next 2 decades of your life. How about we make it a masterpiece? Step number 2 is decide what needs to change. You want to make that masterpiece of a life happen? Awesome. What needs to change? Who do you need to become? What are the habits that you need to do? The people that you look up to, respect, admire, who've done what you want to do, who came from worse than where you came from, they've gone off and achieved. What did they do? What actions did they take? What skill sets did they learn? What mindset shifts did they need to make inside them? Who did they start hanging out with, right? All of those. What are the habits? What media did they consume? What books did they read? All of it. Understanding what you need to change allows you to create a roadmap. So you want to build that beautiful life, that amazing life? Amazing. What needs to change? Now, decide what needs to change. You may not even hate your life. That's even worse. If you don't hate your life, it's harder to make growth. If you absolutely hate your life, you say like, this sucks, I'm moving on, you've hit rock bottom, then it's actually very easy to grow. It's when things are just good. You don't hate your life, but it's good. It's good, right? Your life is good. You have internet, you have family, it's good. But you know you're capable of more. That's where you need to push. That's where you need to decide. Like, what does an amazing life look like? What does a masterpiece of a life look like for you? And write it out and look at it and get emotional. Like, I want that. That must happen. And if you're feeling that, then what has to change in you to go off and make that happen? Decide today.
Rule number 2, make a mindset shift.
Whatever you want to learn, you can learn. Public speaking, selling, being a YouTuber, anything. If you want to learn it, there is nothing stopping you except your story. Because you tell yourself that you're too young, that you're too old, it's too late, you're too broke, you don't have the resources, you don't have the connections, you don't have the education, you don't have the right family. There's always a story. You have not learned the skills that you want and need because you've told yourself that you can't. And that's the mindset shift that needs to change now. So I recently made a rap video on my channel. It was a Chinese song that I became obsessed with for some reason. I was looking up Chinese music for my wife. I found this one song, I loved it. It got stuck in my head. And then for whatever reason, I'm lying in bed. We go to bed at around 10:30, 11, and lyrics just start popping to my head. I don't understand what the Chinese song's about, but lyrics start popping to my head about a rap. So as they come in, I start writing it down. I try to go back to sleep. More lyrics come, I write it down, go back to sleep. I send myself emails because that's how I get it out of my system. It gets to 3 something in the morning, 3:30, close to that. And like, you know what? I'm still getting these ideas. I'm just gonna get up and do it. I'm gonna get up and rap. I'm gonna make this rap video. I'm gonna finish off the lyrics and then I'm gonna spend my day making a rap video. It's not how I wanted to plan my day. It was not on my calendar. I was supposed to be sleeping, but I'm gonna wake up and do this rap. We put it all together, did a whole bunch of takes, sent it to Christina to help me edit it. And then the next day, boom, final version was up on the main channel. Now, I don't pretend to have amazing rap skills, right? I think the lyrics are fire. I think the song is amazing. I think Christina did the best she could with what I gave her. And I think the rap was pretty good. I'm proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself for, in that short amount of time, how good a product I made. I'm emotional, I'm committed, I'm connected to the song, and I'm yelling by the end of the song. Now at the same time, people are leaving comments. Some people love it and calling me, you know, Evan M instead of Eminem. Some people are loving it just because it's me, and some people are nice, saying, you know what, you're not really a rapper, but but good effort, way to put yourself out there. Very kind comments. Here's the thing, I could be a great rapper. I may not be top 1% rapper, but if I practice something, I could be great at it, just like you. You could be a great rapper. Why can't you be a great rapper? I think the lyrics are fire. I practiced for one day and made a video, and that's what came out. If I practice every day making rap, I could crush it. Just like making my YouTube videos. I sucked at the beginning. I'm a better rapper now than I was a YouTuber at the very beginning of my career. Go back and watch the first video. I sucked. I was shy, introverted, scared of the camera, all of it. And so the audacity to believe that I could be a rapper, right? Doesn't make sense. Well, how does that make sense? Just because I have Kanye West on my wall, now I can be a rapper, right? This is what other people will tell us, and is what you'll tell yourself. I can't be a rapper. Well, why not? You just don't believe in yourself enough. You can do it. Just practice. Get mentors, practice, put in the work. You can get great at anything. It's a skill. It's just a skill. It's a skill that anybody can learn. Most things are just a skill that anybody can learn, right? To make a great cup of coffee, I suck at it, but I can pick it up. I feel like I can pick it up. It's a skill anybody can learn. There are very few things, very, very, very few things. There are some things that require, a certain amount of athleticism, but Spud Webb could dunk. There's a few things, right? If you are 95 years old and want to be a quarterback in the NFL, that's probably not going to happen. But we easily jump to those exceptions. Meanwhile, the thing that you need to learn that will help you get to where you want to go, that skill set is totally learnable. There's no reason why you can't do it. There is no reason why you can't do it. So I believe I could be a great rapper. I may not win, a Grammy. I may not win awards for it, but I could be a great rapper. I could. And so can you. You could be a great rapper. You could be a great entrepreneur. You can be a great YouTuber. You can be a great pianist. You can be a great anything. It's a skill. And with practice and repetition and love and execution and dedication and 6,000 attempts later, you can be great at it.
Rule number 3, take accountability.
It may not be your fault, but it's your responsibility. It's not your fault that you were born broke, but it's your responsibility to fix it. It's not your fault that you had no education, but it's your responsibility to learn it. It's not your fault that you had no connections, but it's your responsibility to make them. It may not be your fault, but it's your responsibility. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you're gonna win. So I recently posted to my YouTube community tab a quote about momentum. I think people don't have momentum, and I think the path to get momentum is to do work for free for ideal clients until you can prove your value and then they pay you. So here's what I wrote. I wrote, if you have no momentum, no traction, no clients, and start for free, prove your worth and build momentum. Give them something they can't wait to have again and pay for this time, #believe. And every time I write, there's always tons of great positive feedback. But this time, somebody wrote a kind of negative comment, and so I wanted to read it because it's highly applicable in this video. He said, Kitch, I don't know about some of your advice. Everything is my fault and work for free. To which I reply, yes, when you embrace those two, you'll start crushing your goals. It's a hard message to take on, right? Whether everything is your fault, everything is your responsibility, where you are right now, it's not about beating yourself up. It's not about saying, I suck and I can't get out. It's saying, listen, this is what happened to me. That's the past. The past doesn't have to equal to the future. Everything that I was born into and the circumstances that I grew up with, they don't have to be where I go going forward. Look at all your heroes. Look at the people who've made huge inroads, changed the world, the people that you look up to and aspire to be like. Very few of them were born super wealthy. Most of them had a worse upbringing than you did, and they could make it, so why can't you? You're just locked in your story. Too many people are locked into their story. They're not taking responsibility. They're not saying, this is my problem to get out of. I wasn't put here, right? You've been drafted into a war that you did not start. You were put here. And you have to survive. And then you have to learn to thrive. And it's that decision that you are in charge, that you're responsible, that if you go to the mirror and you say, why am I not achieving my goals? Why am I not further ahead? As long as you're blaming somebody else, that might keep you comfortable. It keeps you comfortable. It means you don't have to do anything, right? You're not winning because your mom, hit you. You're not winning because your dad never supported you, right? You're not winning because the school system sucks. As long as there's somebody else to blame, it's comforting. And everybody else around us are doing the same thing. Nobody's taking accountability. Everybody's saying it's somebody else's fault, right? Of course. It's not your fault that you're losing, because then you have to do something about it. And even if you're not losing, you're not hitting the goals as hard as you should. And it's so much easier to put the blame on somebody else and say, well, it's that person's fault. Where really, it's a person in the mirror. It's you, it's me. I am not further ahead in my business, on my YouTube channel, not because of the YouTube algorithm, not because my team didn't deliver the right video on time. Me, I'm the problem. It's my fault. It's my responsibility, right? I have to go fix it. I created this mess. It's not a mess, it's amazing, but I'm not at 10 million subscribers because of me. It's not that people don't want to watch the content and people don't want to be inspired. It's me. I need to get better. I need to improve. And even if it wasn't my fault, just taking that on gives you hope that you can change it. As soon as you start putting, not even the blame. I think blame is not, I don't think blame helps. I don't care who to blame. I care how do we fix it, right? If there's a problem that happens in my business, it's not like who screwed up. I don't care who screwed up. I care what are we gonna do to make sure that we can get out of this hole and that it doesn't happen again the next time, right? Taking personal accountability for where you're at. If you have not hit your goals, this is good news. You can, but nobody's coming to save you. Nothing's gonna magically change around you. You're the change. You will make the change. You can go make it happen. If I want to grow my business bigger, I need to accept that I need to grow bigger. Me, personally, Evan Carmichael. It is my fault. It is my responsibility. I am to blame. And use that as a kick forward to say, great. Like at the beginning, it may suck. Say, oh man, I've wasted how many, weeks, months, years going down the wrong path, just casting blame on other people, realizing now it's my fault. Okay, well, what can you do about it? Now you can change it. Like at the start, the realization sucks, but then it's also the greatest thing of all time. If you're coming out from under the rock and realize, oh my God, this is all my fault, that gives you the power to fix it. Because as long as you're relying on somebody else to do something and they don't show up, you can constantly blame them, but you're never growing, you're never accomplishing anything because you're waiting for them. You have to wait for anybody. It's just you. And you can fix it. You have the strength, you have the power, you're Michael Jordan, you have the abilities, you have the skill set, and if you don't have it yet, you can develop it, you can acquire it. Because your heroes did it, and you can too.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, self-love, self-belief, check out my 254 series. The science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action to build a habit. So I've designed a special free program to help you get it, where I will send you an unlisted video to your email for the next 254 days to shift your self-belief forward. The link to sign up for free is in the description below.
Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
You can use rejection as fuel to help you go off and do something bigger and motivation to, I'm gonna prove them wrong.
It's gotta be your life's work. If you only had to write one book ever in your life, this is it, and it's gotta be amazing.
Rule number 4, expect to suck.
Expect to suck. So we have these great ideas, you start doing something, and then what happens? You suck at it. Your first rap is gonna suck. The first time you try to, get a basketball and you're gonna miss. The first YouTube video you're gonna do will be terrible. Expect to suck. Why do you think you're gonna be great? I don't understand why we think we're gonna be great the first time out. You will not be great. You are going to suck the first time you try anything. That's part of the process. Expect it. We tie our self-worth to being great at stuff. That's the error, that's the flaw. If you tie your self-worth to how well you do at something, you're only gonna do things that you know you can do well. And thus you play small for life and you never take on new challenges and end up being depressed and unhappy. If you tie your self-worth to trying new things and being proud of the effort you put in, you're gonna create amazing things that you never thought were possible. So you have to expect to suck. First time you do something, you have a bold idea, you're gonna get started, you're gonna do something, you're gonna create, you're gonna make, and it's gonna suck, and that's the best. Let's go.
Rule number 5, map your action to your ambitions.
Your calendar dictates who you are. Success is habits, not some final destination. So how can you map your actions of what you're doing in your calendar to your ambitions to become the person that you want to become and achieve what you want to achieve? So if you've decided, you've taken responsibility for where you're at in life, and it's your responsibility to fix it and change it. You've mapped out what a great life looks like for you, great. Now break that down. Instead of thinking 10, 20 years out, what are you gonna do today? What are you gonna do this week? Pull out your calendar from Sunday to Sunday and map out where you're gonna be spending your time. And then step above it and look at it and say, if I did these things for the week, if I did those things, will I move closer to building that life that I want? And if it's a yes, amazing, do it. And if it's no, then go fix it. Then all you have to do is get up every day and do the work.
Rule number 6, The last one before our very special bonus clip, get excuses out of your way.
Most people focus on the problem instead of the solution, and that is why they fail. I like to say that there are a million reasons why your ideas will never work out and only 8 why they will. Either way, you're right. So it's better to focus on the 8. Your heroes, the people that you look up to, the people that you love and want to be like, right? Your heroes all succeeded with less than what you currently have right now. If they can all do it, so can you. The only thing in your way are your excuses. So one of the things that I love most about both my wife and my team is that they're always willing to find a way. One of the things that Nina loves most about herself, I had her fill out this form maybe 2 years ago of like, what do you love most about yourself? And at the top was, she's a fast learner. She loves learning new things. She loves taking on new challenges. And I love that. I love that about her. And I love that in people. I think you should be a fast learner. I think you should love learning. I think you should always be taking on new opportunities. Right now on my YouTube channel, I've split up my channel into 8 or 9 different channels, and then just recently I split them up again where we launched a top 10 channel just for the top 10 videos. So the top 10 videos aren't on my main channel anymore, and then we're doing an everything channel where if you just want all the content, it's all on one spot. So it's chaos, it's crazy. My whole team has to be restructured and everybody's taking on new projects and responsibilities, and we were supposed to have a 1-month transition phase to do it. That was the recommendation. That was the aggressive recommendation, is to have a 1-month transition period. And for me, 1 month just is death. It's just death. I mean, I said, oh, okay, great, 1 month. But then as I'm into it, on the Tuesday of like the first week, like, guys, we need to launch like this weekend. We need to launch this weekend. Let's go, right? And there's so many reasons why it's not going to work, and there's so many problems, and yes, we're going to make so many mistakes, and people aren't trained properly, and there's more work, and we need to, you know, we figure out who wants to do what and how. So many issues. Awesome. Let's go. I think about Ray, for example, on my team, who has been doing all these thumbnails. So I have a set design for my top 10 rules thumbnails that people love, and it's been going like that for years. And I've always been on my team to say, I don't care that everybody thinks our thumbnails are great. They can be better. How do we make them better? And so finally, after years of testing, we finally found the format that would win, that would beat our original thumbnails. And there's minor differences. We zoom in on the face, we got rid of the second logo, we make the text bigger, minor differences. And then Ray's been going back and updating split tests, doing against our old videos. And we have 1,400 different split tests on our videos. It's crazy. I think I split test more than anybody on YouTube. So he's going back and updating all the old thumbnails and trying to prove a winner each time. And he's maybe, I don't know, halfway through. These are, think about it, how many videos we have on the channel. We've got 6,000 videos. A lot of them are top 10s. Now with this change, I found a new format. We found a new format, a new thumbnail, different color scheme, different text, different pictures, different logo, new thumbnail format, and we found that it's working. And so I said, Ray, I know you just changed all the thumbnails. We gotta do it again. He's like, this is so exciting, let's go. Like, I love this guy so much, right? Where most people, what are they're gonna complain. They're gonna say, I just did all this work on this other thing, right? You don't wanna be around people like that, and you definitely don't wanna be that. For too many people, the problem is for so many people, that's you. That's not even people around you, that's you. You're thinking about all the sunk costs that you put into something. You're thinking about, I invested so much into this thing, and now you want me to shift everything? Yep. You need to be on the yep side now. You need to adopt that kind of mindset, that kind of personality. That just because I worked before, it doesn't mean it's gonna keep working. You find something new, it's better. Let's go. This is what the whole game is about.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video, and what is your plan of action for the next week? The science says that when you just watch a video, you get motivated, you get inspired, you have a 35% chance of actually doing something and following through. That, Believe Nation, is not enough. 35% is not enough. We gotta do something. But when you get inspired by watching a video like this, and then you create a plan of action, your chances of following through jump to 91%. And when you commit publicly, like putting your comment down below with your plan, it jumps to 95%. That's what I want for you. I want you to take action. Your dreams are too important. Your life matters. Your mission has to happen. So, question of the day, your biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week, put it down in the comments below, and I'm gonna celebrate alongside with you.
The quantity leads to the quality. The more you do, the better you get. At anything, the more you do, the better you get. Dan in this video talked about how he was getting plates thrown at him when he was doing his speeches. People were throwing stuff at him and walking out of the room when he was doing his speeches, right? He sucked at the beginning. Awesome. Me too. I've never had plates thrown at me or people, well, I've had people leave the room, but never plates and food thrown at me. But I've had people not watch the videos. I've had people not call me back to speak at their next event. I've sucked a lot. Go back and watch my first video. It sucked, right? The content was still decent, but my delivery sucked. It wasn't very good. And that's fine. That's normal. How did I get better? 6,000 videos later, right? Practice every day. Practice, 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 practice. I don't know what 6,000 across 10 years is. And honestly, listen, in the first 5 years of my YouTube career, I didn't take it very seriously. I made a video and then a month later, another video, that kind of thing. And it was only in the past 5 years that I started going really hardcore. And that's when the growth came. The growth in terms of my skill set, getting better at communication and making videos, but also the growth in the results that happened with the growth of now my multiple channels. And so the quantity leads to the quality. The more you do, the better you get. If you're practicing something once a week, you're not gonna get world class at it. Michael Jordan wasn't in a gym once a week practicing his free throws. If you wanna become world class at something, it can't just be a once a week thing that you're doing. Your actions have to map to your ambitions. You will never get great once a week. So daily, what is the thing that you want to be great at? What is the skill set that you want to acquire? It's totally achievable. Even if nobody in your family has done it, nobody around you has done it, you can do it. You can do it if you think you can. But then you got to take the action. Every day, show me, right? Show yourself every day. Where is it in your calendar that you're going to practice that thing that you want to get world class at? Your actions map to your ambitions. The quantity leads to the quality. And you can go off and change the world.
If you want to learn everything good in life comes from doing difficult things. Check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. Continue to believe. I will see you there.
The belief that they have Michael Jordan level talent at something. Like the belief that you could be the greatest in the world at something. That's at the core.